Hello, my loves. This is G here with Golden Thread Tarot, and I'm here to bring you another channeled message. I hope this message finds you blessed and full of abundance. So, I pulled a little bit of energy from everybody today, so I want to pull energies from the stars themselves, from the universe itself. What has it got to say to you? What is the will energy? What is the universe? What is it saying through the astrology, through things that are happening right now? What messages do we need to understand from the universe? So, let's go ahead and dive in. So, they're really being called here. I stopped here. I'm using the Astro Code Star Codes Astro Oracle, okay? And it stopped here on the back of the deck with this Mars energy, and it made me remember that we have a new moon in Aries coming up, which actually coincides, the new moon in Aries coincides with the spring equinox, which is March the 21st. The full moon in Aries, new moon in Aries culminates at 10:23 Eastern Standard Time. And 10:23 is the number 6. Like when you break down 10:23, it breaks down to 6, like the number of balance, right? So, and as I say that, of course, and then 2 and 2, right? Breaking down to 4, also the number of balance. And then here, 10 and 10. So it's this energy of this marrying energy of what was in the dark and what is in the light. There is this kind of mirroring, this kind of equalizing energy here. So there is an official closing out of the cycle here. Oh my gosh, you guys. And then at the very bottom of the deck here, that's poking out is 33, 22 and 33. And what is this? The South Node, right? So that's what this is. This is South Node energy here. With this 33, which also breaks down to a freaking 6. Okay. Right? And this energy over here, 22 here. So there's the South Node energy here that involves anger and death here, right? An end to an old cycle here. An end to like I feel like, which this kind of came up here too in the reading that I just did, which was a message from the Woodland Realm, if you feel guided, which was kind of like a message from like earth spirits kind of energy that I was pulling there. So, which is why I felt guided. I got messages from a little bit of everything today. So I figured that's what inspired me to do this reading about the energy of the universe in general, right? Messages from the universe. And what the universe is saying is that the cosmic alignments that are happening right now is helping you to close out a past karmic cycle finally and thoroughly here that was based around this 10 energy, which was bringing an end to betrayal and anger. Okay? It's an end to this betrayal and this anger energy here. And that's what was in your South Node energy. That's what you were overcoming in the past, right? And it was 3:22 down on the clock when I said that, okay? And here, now, we are issuing in. Let's see what the next 3 cards are behind this one, okay? Here, now, we are issuing in this new cycle here. And I really feel like there is this cleansing energy, especially around the masculine energy. There's this kind of end of like this, for lack of a better word, kind of like toxic or shadow masculine energy. There's this kind of end to this end. There's this end of this like anger, pride energy here. Yeah. I feel like a lot of us are going to timeline hop, or excuse me, we're going to start a whole new timeline here. Stopping, starting this new cycle, this new lunar, this new astrological new year here on the spring equinox, starting in Aries, right? Which is going to bring, instead of bringing 10 of swords, it's bringing 10 of cups. Ooh. 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 Okay. A brand new cycle here. Leaving behind an old way and issuing in a new world cycle here. A new world order is what I just heard. What's behind that? Okay. So there might be this kind of confusing energy here because the 7 of Cups here. Lots of options. There could be a little bit of like, I'm overwhelmed. There's so many ways to go forward. Okay. And here we're bringing in 10 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. The Tower. And it's like, wow, what a shock. I'm glowing up and fine. And it's kind of this energy of, wow, what a shock. Ooh, this Queen of Pentacles is reminding me of Gaian energy, of like Mother Earth Gaia energy here. Helping to create like a change, like a shift, like a major shift and a major change to help bring about a much more happy Earth, or a much more happy happy end goal, right? Timeline hopping for a lot of us out there. Those of you who have been doing the work, your timeline hopping up, right? I might even release this the day of the spring equinox, just so that it can be like really potent in the energy. Because I'm recording it a few days before, but I might be releasing it. Oh no. Yeah, we're leaving behind. Yes, leaving behind that devil sneaky energy. Because this was the half of it that was with this past South Node energy, the half of the deck. Because I still have half the deck here, which was in this energy. Yeah, and it's camaraderie, togetherness, right? Yes. Right? So we're leaving behind the sneaky self-sabotorial, self-sabotorial heartbreak. Yes. Speak, spirit. Yes. Right? This self-sabotage, this sneakiness, this devil energy, this fear, this pain, fear energy, right? And bringing forth something completely new. Out of this pain will be born something completely new. In the masculine energy, I said that, right? It's bringing a rest to this devil masculine energy here. I really feel like this new age of Aquarius is ending this age of like shadow masculine energy and bringing forth, look at this, unstoppable forward movement of teachings from the feminine energy. Oh my God, you guys. Yes, even doubled on that with that moon energy. Wow. And with it beginning here in this Aries, this new moon in Aries, is like bringing a new energy, bringing a new kind of much more in touch with the feminine side of masculine energy here. I feel like that might trigger some people because they're like, men don't need to get more sissy, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you guys know that's not what we're talking about here. But it's this kind of, yes, thank you, Spirit. It's this kind of this reuniting with this. There's more than one way to be strong, right? There's more than one way to be strong, and there's more than one way to stand in masculine energy, as well as more than one way to stand in feminine energy as well. And it's like this new beginning of, instead of echoing back the shadow energy of each other, Spirit is saying that there are cycles. There's cycles, just like how we on the micro go through karmic cycles within each of our lives, and then we go through a little bit bigger karmic cycle in our soul cycles, right? Because we are here, and our experience and our consciousness is creating the mass consciousness as we go through our soul cycles and learn our lessons, right? Thus, the mass consciousness is going through its own type of massive on the macro um cycle, like karmic cycles. And we have been going through a karmic cycle of a type of toxic masculine, of like shining a light on a toxic kind of shadow masculine era that we have been in. And with this enlightenment, when this new age of Aquarius, there's going to be like this flooding in of this kind of like mothering empress feminine energy that is going to be coming in to balance out, to bring healing. Because in the reading that I just did, you guys please go check that out if I've already released it. I don't know at what point I'll release it, what stage I'll release it at this point, but go check out those messages from the Woodland Realm, because it talked a lot in that reading about how so many of us are here healing our internal shadow masculine energy. And so many of us have been put here to heal that. And there was a message there that the light feminine energy heals the shadow masculine, and that the light masculine energy heals the shadow feminine energy, right? And that we have been in a stage of highlighting the shadow. You know, we've been on a multi, like several, the past, it's a 300 year, it's either a 3 or 500 year cycle of mass consciousness evolution that we have been on. This is so interesting. I love this. Of mass consciousness evolution that we have been on. That's here to help shine a light. Again, like I said, they're just putting it back, shining a light. So the past like 300 to 500 years have been shining a light on the shadow masculine, right? And now there is this new age of Aquarius that's going to come in, which there's much more light. I've been talking about how on the, just like on the micro level, on the macro level, the universe inhales, exhales, right? And it means that at certain points, a lot of light energy is given to certain points in the universe, and then as an exhale happens, that those light energies are given to different parts of the universe. So to cause change to this part of the universe, and then this part of the universe, and then that part of the universe, and then this part of the universe, and then that part of the universe, and then this part of the universe, you know? And that now is our time. We are going through a stage right now in our time. I would be really interested to talk to some astrologers right now and to ask them what part, like what is happening on a galactic level, like on a scientific galactic level, what part, because on the macro, like our galaxy is always spinning and coming into contact with different parts of the universe. And I would be so interested to learn like what part of the universe like our galaxy is spinning into right now. Because there's something big there. There's a connection. There's connective tissue there. But I just don't have all the insight to know it. Reach out to me. Please reach out to me. If you're okay, anyway. So let's keep going. This is so interesting. I love this. Oh, I'm sorry, Spirit. I already did that. It's okay. Yes. Yes. And the full card is the Aries energy. Of course it is. A brand new beginning. And of course, as I lay it down here on the table, it's this person is walking away from the South Node energy and into this North Node energy, right? Or into this energy here. This is beautiful. Which is why Spirit wants to say we've been having so many like, there's these things, there's been all of this kind of like calling out of certain masculines who, take advantage of people in the industries, the movement. I can't say it here because I'll get flagged. Unfortunately, free speech is not free. In an industrialized society. Anyway, that there's this kind of energy when we had that, when we had so much shadow energy being brought on, like our consumers culture and things like that, how that is shining a light on like shadow masculine energies, how it's creating this want and this need to consume, how that in a way is shining a light on shadow masculine energy. Yeah, they're showing me here like these two towers here. Like one has to fall while one is being built. And that, because we've been talking a lot with you guys about how you guys have been on a personal karmic journey where there's been a karmic trying to tear you down, okay? And where especially that reading that I told the other day about how I said as your golden tower is being built, their dark tower is falling. excuse me, that's how and the macro and your personal karmic journeys are being reflected, are reflecting what's happening on the macro. What's happening in your personal, interpersonal life is being reflected in the consciousness, outer personal, whatever the word is, for that is, the mass consciousness interactions that are happening now. It's all a part of the divine plan, you guys, and it all might seem like everything's falling apart, you know. There is a new world that's going to be birthed out of this, you guys. But there are two new worlds that are going to be born. There are multiple worlds that are going to be born out of this, but there are two main worlds. One of a darker timeline, one of a higher vibrational timeline. Which one you want to be a part of is your choice. But learning this lesson is your ticket to the higher timeline. Okay? So you can choose to reject this and stay where you are, and you will continue to get all this toxicity, to get all this consumerism, to get all of this destroying the earth. You will continue to be along that timeline if that's all you want to see. But if you want to see that this world can be a better place, that the races, that the sexes, that the genders can become in fluidity together, can work together to create a better universe for us to live in, then you can hop on the higher timeline. But the difference is going to be mental. The difference into what timeline you subscribe to is going to be inside here. The journey is taking place in here and in here. Okay? And for a lot of you, it will manifest as different locations, different jobs, different careers, different different soulmates, different things like that. But the difference is really going to be here. It's going to be in your mind. The perception that you choose to have. So exactly. So you can either hold on to the way things were in the past, or you can learn these lessons. And this just keeps coming out. There is going to be a change in the feminine and masculine energy, a new age to feminine and masculine energy that's going to be birthed here on this earth, in this new earth. Yeah, when things are much more balanced, when things are much less like hectic. Because there was a time, Spirit is saying, there was a time on earth when more feminine energy was more in control. When maternal lines held the power, and a fall had to happen there too. You know, the shadow aspects of that had to fall too, and which led to a rise of masculine energy, but it was a shadow masculine energy. A rejection of the power of the feminine led to a rise in the power of a shadow masculine. And now it's time for the light feminine to come in and to evolve, shine a light, which is what the past several hundred years have been. This is so interesting. I love taking this kind of like, I don't really want to call it spiritual. It's kind of this like the highest, like, it's like looking at the biggest picture thinking, like completely like zooming out, zooming out, zooming out, zooming out, zooming out, and seeing it from a cosmic level. It's like cosmic intelligence, which is what I'm tapping into. Is what I asked for there to be a reading here from cosmic intelligence, and that's what we're getting here. Beautiful. Ooh, King of Cups. Yes. So there is this evolution here where there is going to be a changeover from devil energy over to King of Cups energy here in the masculine energy. That's beautiful. Yeah, with spirit saying that that's why in this age that we have been in the spiritual realm, we talk about how the feminines awakened before. That's because their feminine energy has already had their fall. They've already had their dark night. As a consciousness, feminine energy has already had their dark night of a soul. And now, which is why people that are born now into the feminine energy seem to awaken first on the journey. While they're more tapped in to this moon energy because they've already had their dark night, which is why spirits that are more evolved or more easily awoken manifest into the feminine energy now. Because there was a time in the past beyond our current modern day knowings and understanding. There was a time in the past when what we would call this feminine enlightened energy was manifested in the masculine energy. There was a time in the past when it was harder to wake up feminine energies and it was easier for masculine energies to wake up. And now there's been a swap. Now, on a consciousness awakening level, it's easier for the feminine energy to wake up. And it's harder, quote unquote, harder for the masculine energy to wake up. And that's why it has been harder for masculine energies to wake up because there has been a highlight of the shadow masculine energy in our consciousness. Yeah, so there is this kind of like stop having an ego response. Stop being like, oh, we're women and we're just so much deeper connected in. And so we're so much better than masculines because we wake up earlier than them. We just see so much better than them. There was a time when that was not true. And there might yet still be a time where that is true again. Everything comes in cycles in this world. Everything comes with ups and downs. Everything comes with rights and lefts. Everything comes with darks and lights. And every energy, the masculine, feminine, is always constantly swirling through those dark and light, that dark and light, that dark and light to bring higher evolution. That was just a little aside note from from overall cosmic energy of like, yeah, King and Queen of Cups. So there has been this fostering, right? The fostering and the strengthening of the feminine energy in this dark night, in this mass consciousness dark night that feminine energies have been going through. Mm-hmm. Keep cutting on that Seven of Swords. Yeah, hello. There has been this mass evolution here of the feminine energy, while there has been a highlight of this shadow masculine energy. There is this strengthening. There is this strengthening here, this message of strength, of love, of connection that is being here bred into the feminine energy here. About love, companionship, friendship, and awakening. Spirit saying that's why so many that yeah, that's a little triggering. That's why so many that talk about being on a twin flame journey, talk about being on a soulmate journey. That's why it seems like separation has been a mandatory part, because there is a part of this where, and so many right now in the cycle, it is so many of us feminine who are having to separate away from shadow masculines that refuse to wake up from their shadow, or refuse to really, refuse to find it inside of themselves to truly break out of their old toxic cycles. That's why there seems to be so many people out there, so many of us out there on the journey that are struggling with masculines waking up and seeing the truth of who we are, seeing the truth of this connection. That's why, because there's this overall shadow energy over the masculine energy right now that is coming up to be highlighted, to be healed. There's so many masculines now that are being born into that are going to be changed over into divine masculines, right now. There are so many of us feminine energies that have been put with the task of being paired with a dark masculine to stir up a divine masculine energy within that energy. And it is not by standing beside them, it is from walking away from them. It is from challenging them. Not in a sense of a masculine, like headbutt, like challenge, I challenge you, but from finding strength in, I'm gonna let this be. I'm gonna let you do you. I'm gonna let you find out. I have hope and faith and love for you over there. And that's why there seems to be such a prevalent energy right now in the spiritual community, in that kind of where there are a lot of people who seem to be tagged up or partnered up with these karmic masculines, or these would-be emperors who keep holding on to their shadow phase, because it is a part of this journey to, by walking away, by choosing someone else, by showing your own type of feminine strength, it will spark a change in these karmic masculine energies to break out of their karmic cycle, to break out of the darkness, to break out of those masculine energies. There are so many high vibrational beings that are taking the high sacrifice of being born into these masculine energies right now, that will live lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of struggle through karma. They knew when they came here that they were going to be born into those very rough situations. Let them learn their lesson, is what the cosmic energy is saying. Let them learn their lessons, because they knew when they were birthed here that they would be born into this situation. Stand in your strength, feminines, is what Spirit is saying. Stand in your strength. Because it is all a part of it is all a part of the bigger, larger divine plan to overall raise the vibration. Spirit saying it's so curious that the vibration on source level is too high to allow physical manifestation. And so there is this automatic lowering of vibration that has to happen. You know, scientists could call it like, I don't know what the official term for it is, but it's like a particle vibrating at such a high speed creates too much heat. There's too much heat for covalent bonds to form, to allow, you know, protons and electrons for nuclei to be formed, for electrons to start circling around nucleus and creating physical matter. That it is just the nature of the beast. It is the nature of things. That things at a 3D level, to exist on a 3D level, have to vibrate at a lower vibration. It just is what it is. That just is what it is. Ooh, I'm getting psychic itch. It's starting to come in. This is such an interesting reading. I so as much as I love helping you guys through your love issues, through your karmic issues, through your personal karmic cycles that you're on. This is what my soul loves to do. Is this the higher vibrational, higher stepping back out of the micro and talking about things on the macro level. I love this. Okay. This is beautiful. I'm really enjoying this, you guys. And I pray that those who are ready to hear this message, that they find it, that this message finds them. Wow. Oh, wait. There's that Seven of Swords I said I kept seeing. Yeah, I messed with that. Okay. Spirit's talking to me about something personal. I'm like, okay. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Spirit just said that for a lot of you, this message is going to be very healing. That the more you meditate on this, the more you listen to it, the more you digest it. For some of you, sit down, listen to it again, take notes on it, really start digging into it. Really start digging into it, because it is going to relieve you. It's that energy of when they tell you to step back out of how triggering all of your personal issues, your interpersonal issue is, how much it hurts you on a 3D level, that your that your masculine or a karmic masculine is rejecting you, and all of that, to step back out of the emotional human response and to vibrate with your thinking at a higher level. At a higher level, all of you always know this to be the truth, right? But your human brain gets in the way and not that it's not just a part of it. Spirit is saying not that it's that your human thinking is necessarily lower. Technically, it's lower only in the form of that you have a physical brain, so it technically has to vibrate at a lower level to form this type of physical density, that it has to technically vibrate at a lower level. But that doesn't mean lower vibration as in lesser than. Because that's why a lot of us here, that's why all of us here, all of our souls that are here to have what it's like to have this 3D experience, right? What it's like how interesting it is that we are awakened here and that we forget our past and our higher vibrational thinking, but yet we constantly strive to know the truth. But yet we constantly strive to break out of these cycles and how magnificent it really is, how powerful we really are as a being, that we can be at such a low level, but yet can raise ourselves to the level of understanding even a portion of the cosmic knowledge. God is impressed by us. There's Spirit saying, what a wonderful surprise. What a wonderful surprise. You guys developed intelligence, and then you guys developed higher understanding, and then you guys develop all these techniques and all this consciousness to raise your vibration and to remember the truth that is planted inside of you. And it's amazing. It's amazing. He smiles down on us. Spirit smile, the universe smiles down on us with this incredible, wow. Wow. Yeah. So that was just a message of encouragement. So many of us think oh, because the feeling of this hierarchy that we want to assign the spiritual realm. I've gotten this message before, and I wanted to talk about this a little bit. This hierarchy that we want to assign the physical realm is a human notion. It's simply a physical world notion. On the other side, there is no, oh, well, God's up here, then angels, then deities, then this, and they're lesser. That. There is no, that is an egotistical ordering that your mind wants to place to things. And they understand that there is an automatic, because that's how our brain works, that's how our world works. It's government, then government officials, then military people, then regular civilians, then the regular civilians are broken down into higher class, middle class, lower class, this this. It has seemed to be the way of our mass consciousness to put things in hierarchy where things are better than, or to strive for something higher. But Spirit said in the spiritual realm, there is no pride and ego tied to, so it's not like this. It's just an energy of a want to reconnect with source. That's it. There is not this, I want to be better. I want to have more power. I want to be greater than I was before. I was just a this. I was just a peon, but I want to work my way up through the ranks and be like an archangel. Like there is none of that. That is a human a human way of looking at how things work in the spiritual realm on the other side. You know, there's not this, because basically all there is there's spirit, God, source, whatever you want to call it, spirit, and then everything else. But there is no this sense of I am so much better, I am so much greater. There is I just was the one. I was the creator. I was existing, and then all things flow from me. But there is no I am better, because there is a I am. I am in you. I am in the trees. I am in the earth. I am in the wind. I am in the stars. I am in the neutron stars. You know, I am in the cosmos. I am in the invisible force, breathing life into everything. I am. I am you. I am your table. I am in your computer and your phone screen that is allowing you to watch this video. I am these cards. I am this person. I am their hair. I am the cabinets and the wood and the tile and the things that are behind them. I am, you know. So there is no separation between you and God's source. There just is, right? And in such, there is no separation between you and, in our 3D world, technically, there are categories. So Spirit said it's not like a hierarchy. It's more like a category. Like there are categorical differences between us. There are property differences between us. There is a level of understanding between us. But there is no I look down on you. They're saying like your mind couldn't possibly handle, your physical brain would literally explode and turn to be atomized, lower than atomized, would just not even liquefy, you know, because that's still an energy state. It would just, if you knew the things that I knew. So that's just not a thing. But yeah, that's also something that Spirit has been wanting to just like say is like, if it helps you to organize things, sure. But as a sense of, oh, excuse me, as a sense of, there is a hierarchy where there is God source at the top, and then there are archangels, and then there are angels, and then there are, gods with a little g, beneath that, and then there are, or ascended masters, gods, whatever, like, there's not that hierarchy. There is just different aspects of God, different aspects of the creator, of the one, of source. And we are all just different manifestations vibrating at different level of source. So we are all one. We are not one better than the other. We are not one smarter than the other. We are not one better than the other. Even when you want to consider yourself better than people who are not awakened, or better than energies that are at a lower vibration, in lower vibrational, darker entities, you are not necessarily better than them. You are different. Is it healthier to be one versus the other? Yes. But there is this sense of ego that Spirit wants us to get to the level of evolving out of. King of Wands in reverse. I look down and this King of Wands in reverse is just sitting here, and I'm like, yeah, there is this level of karmic ego that Spirit wants us to evolve out of. And again, that's this karmic masculine energy that we are evolving out of. again, at the end of the day, whatever realm you want to vibrate on, whatever knowledge you want to hold as true to yourself, that's cool. I'm not trying to come for you. I'm not trying to come for your religion. I'm not trying to come for your thought process. You know? So if you're busy typing away about how wrong I am in the comment section down below, type it if you want to. It's not going to change how I feel about things. Just like I don't expect me delivering this message to change those who are not willing or ready to change, you know, or not willing to adapt or open themselves up to different types of thinking. It is what it is. Okay. Spirit said they wanted, yeah, they wanted to, they wanted to bring, some solutions here, some healing messages here about partnership, about the duality, the nature of duality in our reality. Yeah. They're saying that you're going to be, if you choose to walk onto this higher timeline, you are going to have a much more passionate and fifth house, like pleasurable experience about the way that you think. Changing the way that you think is going to bring about a much more pleasurable experience that you are experiencing in the 3D. Like I said before, this timeline reality shift is all taking place in your mind and your powers of perception. And of course, yes, this can manifest as things like you manifesting physics, like noticing physical changes in your reality. But it is simply because your perception of that is changing. It's not because the object itself is actually physically changing. It's because your perception is allowing you to see things as they really are, not in the falsity that they were before in your mind. Ooh. Let's get metaphysical. Metaphysical. um, one more, and I'm gonna fool around and find out. For the PG version of that. Okay, well that turned itself back over, so. Okay. Yes. So Spirit is saying, okay, that a lot of you are going to be receiving visions and dreams. The way you feel about things are going to change. Ooh, your resources, second house energy is going to be changing a lot, okay? And as your vision changes, this is going to be manifesting physical changes in your life, as I said, as the interior vision of as your vision of what you are creating in this world changes, you know, as the program that you are building your reality from changes and rewrites itself, the physical world is going to be changing as well around you. Okay. So yes, you will be seeing freaky deaky, like physical, you know, how people want to talk about Mandela effects and things like that. Like, what? Things like that. You're going to be seeing on a personal level, and you will be seeing mass consciousness level. You will also be seeing fake mass consciousness, things like that. So be careful. Yeah. Which they just reminded me of a reading that I got I didn't get. One of the daily readings that Duchess Divinity right now here on YouTube is doing, where she was talking about how there was some kind of mass consciousness shift where people were trying to say that the spring equinox was on the 20th, not on the 21st. And it's like, nah, that's fake news. And she was like, that's fake news. And I was like, yeah, that's not, nah. And I was like, I don't know what reality those people are living in, but to those of us who want to stay on certain realities, the spring equinox is still on the 21st. Ooh, that's so crazy. Some of y'all just heard the 20th. That's so crazy. Your perception is being so like much that it's actually like bending my words that I'm saying. That's crazy. Okay. Choose your path. I just hear that. Choose your character. Yeah. Yeah, choose your fighter. Like, yeah. So, choose the avatar that you're walking in, okay? A lot of you are going to be having some shifting. Shifting, shifting, shifting. Sorry, y'all. My back door's open. I just saw something wild outside my back door. I was like, what? Yeah. No joke. Out, out, out. Be gone now. Be gone from my channel now. Go, 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 go. I don't have time for you. Anyway, back to your regular scheduled programming. So definitely, some of you will be feeling this discomfort here. Okay? Some of you will be feeling this discomfort, Aquarius, in this age of Aquarius here. Right? You will be feeling the shift out of the Saturn energy here. You will be feeling this shift. And it might leave you with a feeling of discomfort. But see how the hands here, one is in light and one is in shadow. One is in light and one is in shadow. There is a balance. Oh, actually, there's 3 hands of light. 1, 2, only 1 in shadow. I have never noticed that on this card. Where is that 3rd hand coming from? I don't know. But things are shifting a little bit more into the light. Excuse me, madam. It's my cat. If you guys are wondering, like, who are you talking to like that? She's come into almost every single one of these readings. She's made an appearance in almost all of them. So, for some of you, okay. Okay. There's a shifting here. Okay, Spirit's asking me to pull some. What is it about these hands, Spirit, that you want me to know? Look. Gonna be putting to rest that Shadow Emperor energy I keep talking about. We're putting that to rest. Wow. Walking away from materialistic ways, from competition, and from this overall feeling of anxiety. Due to, look at these people down here. In the bottom of the bed, in the carving, they're fighting. That figure is fighting that figure with a sword. And then look at this quilt. What's right in the middle is the sign for Aries. Oh, you guys. And then above it, like if I make a cross right there around Aries, what's on both sides of it? The sign for Saturn. Stop playing with me. Because I talked about the Saturn energy. I talked here about the Saturn energy. And look at this quilt. Here, the sign for Saturn and the sign for Saturn. On both sides. Is that the sign for Saturn? I can't tell, but I know that one's the sign for Saturn. And then there's Gemini above it, and the sun, and the sign for the sun is below it. I know this one over here. This one might not be the sun. That could be Capricorn. But either way, I know the sign for Saturn is right there beside it. Crazy. Truth. Truth and a brand new blessed beginning is being offered here now in this change that's happening now in the world. Wow. Mm-hmm. We're stepping out. We're stepping out of this devil fear energy and the truth. The cords are being cut here, and the truth is coming out here. Wow. Mm-hmm. Be careful right now about what you digest, what you take in all different kind of forms. The things that you drink, the things that you eat, the things that you watch, the things that you believe, the people that you're around, and how their energy affects you. Be aware of all of that right now. Not like, well, that's not, I'm not picking that up because it landed face down anyway. Yeah. Especially about the words that you think right now. Be mindful of what you're thinking about yourself and about other people. Bring peace here. Bring peace with this olive branch right here. Bring peace to this kind of like warrior energy here. That's what this change. There's gonna be a big change in thought process here. And the way that two sides, the feminine, the masculine here, the dark and the light, communicate with each other. Here the dark, the stars, and then here the light. And then look, the stars and the dark masculine energy, and then the blooms over here, the feminine energy. The black and the white and the color. The black and the gray and the color. Yeah. There's gonna be a change in this. Yeah. There's gonna be a change in the way. And it's gonna change. You're gonna see this change in your community. You're gonna see this change in everything around you. And the way people to come together. And I talked about that earlier about different skin colors, different religions, racial tones, different genders, all of those coming together in balance. Look at that. That is so beautiful. You know? But it will be up to you. Spirit is giving you an invitation to enter into this new cycle. Okay? And you can choose to ascend or you can choose to descend. And it's your choice. Two sides of the same coin. Choose your character. Choose your role. Choose your reality. Which one do you want to flow in? It's now. Now is the time to choose. So you can choose to think, no, we're all fighting more than ever. We're all in the darkest timeline. You know, there's more pain and more anger and more violence and more terrible and spell work and just like nasty people in the world. There's so many nasty people, horrible people in the world. You can choose to focus on that and descend, or you can choose to ascend. You know, but that's the shift in reality that Spirit is offering you. So you can reject this and go, no, you know, no. But what I'm saying is the truth. But there are terrible people out there. But there are. But it's your choice as to what you choose to focus on. What are you choosing to focus on? And choosing to focus on this doesn't mean that you're avoiding that. It doesn't mean that those nasty, terrible things don't exist. Of course they do. There is light and dark. There is up and down. If there is great, wonderful beauty in the world, then there must be an equal and equivalent darkness to it. And you can choose to rail against that and choose to demand that we live in a world that is all love and light, and in some kind of way, right? To demand that there is an eradication of everything terrible happening in the world. And actually, which is the crazy thing here, is that it is in in that demand that you will lock yourself into this lower timeline. And that choosing to come over here into this higher timeline might seem like, at first, it might come with a discomfort that you are just ignoring all the terrible things, that you just are avoiding the low vibrational things that are truly happening in this world. No, no. There will be a greater understanding of of how to truly affect these low vibrational things that are happening when you choose to understand that there is a purpose to everything that's happening, even the terrible, horrible things, and that you will find a way to transmute that into less terrible, horrible things. Because we will never live in a world, in this 3D world, where there is never any terrible things happening. When there is never no one who wants to create discord. You will never live in a reality where that is so. It is against the very fabric of how the universe works to think that you can live in an idyllic place where there is no darkness, where there is no death, where there is no pain, where there is no people taking advantage of other people. That will never be so. But you can choose to live in a world where you accept that is the truth, and that in accepting that that is the truth, you can actively work on transmuting those dark things into less dark things. This journey is going to be in here. Man, all of these readings that I did today just tie just beautifully into each other. So go check them all out. Especially if you resonate with this, you probably are really going to resonate. You'll resonate with all of the messages that I gave today, but that I recorded today. So I'll have like the same outfit on. You'll see them. And it was a starseed journey. It was like starseed message. It was the woodland, like basically like um, messages from the woodland spirits, from the earth spirits, right? As well as this one, which was messages from the cosmic energies themselves. And as frustrating as it might be to be a light being and be like, no, I want to live in a world where there is none of that. Those of you, those of you who come from Christian ideologies will understand what happens to those who think that they can create a world that's better than the world that God has created. What do? You fall. You descend. I'm just saying. And that's going to hit for some of y'all. For some of y'all, you're going to be like, oh shit. Oh shit. Because that was the intention, right? I want to create also. I want to rebuke the way that you create and create in a different way. And that creates a descent into low vibrational. I want to control. I want to be different. I want to go against the will. I want to go against the flow, right? So it's really your choice. And it's two sides of the same coin. And people who live in one world will be living on the same world. We'll be all living on the same earth, but we will be experiencing this earth in two very different ways. but the experience and the lesson and what you will have access to will change in very different ways. And in this, there is a path to ascension. I'm not saying that this is, oh, you just go the way and you go to hell or something like that. It's not what I'm saying. But there is a way of fighting against the current, or there is a way of flowing with the current. There is a way of a path of least resistance. Because on this side, you start to do things like blame God, blame source. Why would you create a world where there's death and destruction, and where little kids get sick and people want to create mass weapons of destruction and destroy whole countries? Why would you create a world? I can create a world better than that. Anyone can see that living in a world where there's only love and light is the best way. Balance is the way of the world, is the way of the universe, is the way of being. That's why there is a night and a day. That's why there is a dark and a light, an up and a down, a masculine and a feminine. There must be balance. And to every great, wonderful blessing, miracle that is birthed into this world, there must also be an atrocity. And that just is the way that it is. There is a place out there where we live in idyllic splendor. It is not this world. It is not this 3D reality. That is the point of this 3D reality, is that you live outside of this idyllic splendor. But without this contrast, without the black and the white, the up and the down, the right and the wrong, there is no growth. There is no growth. There is no change. There is no evolution. There is no karmic lessons. If you live in a perfect world where there are no karmics tearing apart your families, and there are no karmic parents giving you terrible things to overcome, childhood trauma to overcome, when there are no people keeping karmics out there, dark energies keeping apart twin flames, there is no growth. There is no evolution. There is no karma. And when there is only the good and the light, there is no definition of good and light. There is no light without a dark. It is just is. But it is in the symmetry and the beauty and contrast that our world is truly created. It is in that vision that we live in. That is the way. And the sooner you stop fighting against that, I don't want to say the better it will be, because I understand. I understand how hard it is to say, oh, you just want me to accept all the terrible things that are happening out there in the world? You don't have to label them as okay. You don't have to label them as acceptable. You don't have to label all the terrible things happening out there in the world as a good thing, because they're not. They are by their very definition evil. They are by their very definition dark. They are by their very definition the antithesis of what we should all strive for. But there can be no wonderful, beautiful miracles without that. All we can do is strive for less violence, for less judgment, for less evil, for more people who choose to live in the balance between those things, who choose to find balance inside of themselves instead of letting their light turn into dark with righteous piety. There are plenty of people out there in the world who thought they were doing the world a justice, a great justice, to purge the earth of all the witches, to purge the earth of all of the infidels, to purge the earth of all of the people who don't believe what I believe. And what do we call those people? Tyrants, dictators, evil. So be careful. There is a fine line between someone who is doing the righteous thing and someone who is dominating and controlling. Damn. I feel this is crazy because this is why I love like tarot and like oracle cards and things like this, because how perfect, right? How perfect are these two cards and the imagery to do that? Like how perfect does it perfectly describe what I'm doing, you know? And this person, Heather Rowan Hot Robbins, you know, like freaking channeled this beautiful message right here, so that one day, not just me, but for many other messages that will come out of this deck for many other people, right? And that's some of the beauty for me of the tools that tarot and oracle cards and this, you know, creating, right? This, it's so beautiful. It's just in general, like the human mind to create art, to create this visualization, to materialize things out of non-existence into existence, and how so many of those things are channeled in from higher dimensions is so beautiful to me. So that's why I'm an artist. That's why I love doing the art. That's why I love making art myself. Um, yeah, this is beautiful. This, I don't know, this just makes me so happy. Just the beauty of this message. And I understand this message can be very triggering for a lot of people. I do. Because put back a few years ago and this message would have triggered the hell out of me. I would have been one of the people rushing down to the comment section to go, you think that all the bad things I went through was justified? No. No. It's a subtle difference. A very subtle difference. And in the subtlety of things, in the little things, in the little ways, in the little miracle, the little daily miracles, I see God. I see source. In these cards I look and I see things, the divine plan working out. In cards, and how we shuffle the cards and somehow the cards are shuffled to be in synchrony with what I'm talking about. And as I just pull cards, it matches up. In that I see the divine plan. In that I see God. In that I see source. In that I see, you know, millennia of knowledge being passed down, that at some point somebody had to create those imagery on the cards and had to assign those cards certain meanings, and for them to pass down generation after generation after generation, you know, during, you know, different ways and different versions, and to come down to this point where they're sitting right here at my table shuffling them out to deliver a message to you. You know, it can be hard to step back outside of our micro thinking, our interpersonal thinking, to see things on a higher level. All right, man. I'm sorry, excuse me. This is such expansion energy inside of me. I feel like every bit of my body is just like filled up, and like with like moving, sparkling particles. Like, whew. 6:44 down on the real time clock. All right, of course. Of course it is. I'm coming to an end and I'm thinking it's 6:44 down on the real time clock. Of course it is. Because 6 and 4 is where we began the reading with. And so many of my reading spirit loves to do that. Loves to end exactly where we began. To just bring it all back and I'll put a nice little neat little bow on it. Just to remind you. And to remind me how much in synchrony I really am delivering these messages, and how much is meant to be for me to be doing this right here, sitting here right now exactly where I am, going through all the things that I've gone through in my life to have all the knowledge and the experience and to be sitting here being able to deliver this message to you. God is so good, you guys. And that is so magical. I love it. I love it so much. It's so magical, and in that I see so much light and beauty in this world. I've made my choice, you guys. I've made my choice. I know where I'm going. I hope that you guys are coming with me. If you're not, if it's not your time, that's okay. Be where you are, because it is your time to be where you are, when you are right now. I hope that this message finds you, and I know this message will find you exactly when and where it needs to find you. And it will find you again somehow in the future. If you're not ready, it will find you again when and where it is supposed to. Thank you guys so for being here with me today. Thank you for being guided here. 11105 down on the clock. Okay, manifesting changes into your life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your higher self or your inner self or your, some part of you is ready to hear this message on some level. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Even if it's, I don't believe you and I don't trust in you, that's okay. You know, that's okay too. Um, Thank you to your spirit guides for guiding you here. Thank you to my spirit guides and for the cosmic energy of the universe for coming and gracing such a little bitty old being as myself with this beautiful message. I really hope it gave you the love, light, and clarity that you were looking for, my sweets, okay? Thank you for being here. Like the content if you liked it, okay? If you dug the vibe, stick around and subscribe, join the tribe, okay? If you feel like it. if it's striking you to do so. Comment down below if you wish. All right? Let me know if this resonated for you. If you are interested in getting a private reading with me, okay? Which I do offer readings like this as well. I offer more than just love readings, you guys. I do offer talking to your spirit guides or talking to the cosmic intelligence, personal messages like this. I offer this as well. So let me know. Um, Contact me. My information is in the description box listed down below if you're interested in something like that, or just some regular smuggler love messages as well. um, Thank you guys again. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. I know that it is the most valuable resource the spirit gives us is our time, is our focus, is our energy. And I am so grateful for you being here and spending this time with me and with my spirit guides, okay? Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for all your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your views. Thank you for your focus, your energy on this particular subject matter, right? Thank you for shedding light on this. I hope that it helped enlighten you and your path forward, okay? And I hope it helped making your choices and your decisions a little bit easier, all right? And I'll see you in the next one, okay, Cosmic Beings? Bye.